This is my 2004 F550. I use this truck for my business, and while it is rough, it does serve a great purpose and it gets the job done. It's got the gooseneck, a flatbed, tons of toolboxes, and it can really pull any trailer that I put behind it. However, it is only a two-wheel drive truck, meaning I get stuck all the time with what we're doing. So today, with a little help from some boxes, we're going to fix that. This box, this package, this box, this box, and this box. Okay, so we have the 12,000 pound Apex winch with the synthetic rope. Got a bunch of 0 gauge wire. We have these Anderson connectors because what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to have an Anderson plug here and an Anderson plug in the back of the truck, which will go to a switch that looks like this. And this switch will turn on either the front Anderson plug or the rear Anderson plug. Make them live. That will be mounted here right next to the passenger door, so I can hop out, turn those on, keep them going. We're going to run, and also I can use this to charge my dump trailer and my flatbed trailer if I put an Anderson controller on those as well. I've got this hitch mounted winch hitch mount for the front, and this is my front receiver. So first, we got to get this front receiver on the truck, which just means the bumper's got to come off. So, take the bumper off. You actually have to take that bolt, and there's 2 bolts up front. One here and one here on each side. Then the whole bumper just comes off. Just gonna leave that one loose, so that way it kind of holds the bumper there. Actually, that's not. Is that loose at all? No, it's just completely. What happened? Is there like a plate back there or something? It's holding all these in? What's going on here? Oh yeah, there is. Look at that. So there's a plate back there that holds those 2 bolts on. So I guess that is indeed free, but I'm going to leave it there anyways for mental assistance, I suppose. On to the other side. Next, we gotta take these hooks off because the plate actually does not have a big enough opening to slide over this. So we just gotta take this off for just a brief moment, put the plates on there, and then, or put the hitch in, and then put this back. So let's go ahead and Get that done. I know my neighbors love me. Now for the other side. Alright, so the hitch bumper will be in here. The hitch receiver mount, whatever it's called. Alright, so this is the part. Basically, this sits on top of that, goes across, got your hitch, got some nice hardware, they wire tied it in, and there's the other side. Your hooks actually slide back through those holes and mount back to factory set places, so this is really neat. It allows you to put a hitch on your front receiver, so that way you can do stuff like mounts, or if you needed to move a trailer around from the front, you know, you could do that too. Whatever you need, it's on the front. And before we get it too secure, I'm gonna go ahead and slide these in because it looks like there's a small plate that's underneath this piece here that's gonna prevent me from bolting these in if we kind of tighten everything down first. Finally getting in the Okay, so now that these are in, we're gonna use the... So this is the point where I realized that I messed up big time and I forgot to drill 4 holes in the stock front bumper. So now I've got to take all this apart and start all over again. So I'm gonna cut to the clip of me going ahead and drilling those 4 holes, and then we'll resume by putting the bumper back on. Okay, so I laid the bar on the bumper, and now we just need to mark our holes, line them up with these holes. Now we need to mark 2 dots here and drill 4 holes there. This is in the bumper piece. This piece you don't have to do any work to. Now I'm going to put the bumper back on. Okay, so now I'm gonna figure out how these things pop out. I think they just pop. There we go. Alright, now I'm gonna attempt to set the bumper on. Close enough. So now that's in there, I'm gonna line this hole up with this one and just kind of thread that on both sides. Alright, same thing on this side. We're just trying to get this hole and that hole aligned. Put a bolt through it. So you just want to leave that one loose, because next you've got to get, where's it at? You got to get this bolt, that bolt, and then there's actually one on the other side of the frame rail that you still got to put in. This side uses a plate. It'll draw that plate in, which will also bring these closer back, but right now they're kind of off a little bit. Okay, so this plate goes behind this bolt and that bolt, and basically they just thread onto that, and that's what secures those on both sides. These ones, however, the ones we drilled, they work a little bit differently, and I'll show you how we're going to do that in just a second. But right now I'm going to go ahead and put these in, so that way you can get the holes lined up. Alright, now for the other side. Okay, so to get these in, they're kind of a bear to get from behind. So they give you these. Now these are straight when they come to you. You have to bend them to this point. I've just kind of fitted one up for this front piece here. Only problem is they include these as well. These are also supposed to go behind this plate. So you got to get both of those up there, and then when you finally get them up there, you got to take your washer and your screw, your bolt, thread it through this side, and boom, right there. And that is how you've got to fit that while working behind with both these holes. So this is going to be interesting. Alright, so I'm not sure what recorded there, but I got the plate that goes behind this, behind here. That was a bear. Now we're going to try and thread this up in there. Alright, I think we got that one in. Now let's try and tackle the bottom one here. Bottom one should be slightly easier, I hope. Okay, got that in. Let me see if I can try and show you guys what I'm working with here. If you come back here, there's that plate with the other two. And if you go on the other side of the frame rail, if you kind of squish this valance out of the way, yeah, you can't even see it from here. From right here, okay, that's better. So that's the bottom. Sorry, I'm pointing on the screen here. That doesn't help. That's the bottom bolt, and that is the top. So that's what we're working with here. So as you can see, that top one is kind of a bear, but I do have the plate, which is right there. The actual bolt's right there. This is another bolt. We got to put the plate on that, and then this little gold bar nut. And then we got to do the same thing to the other side, which is supposed to be harder than this side, so that's gonna suck. We're gonna try out this camera angle and see if you guys can actually see. There we go. Cool. Let's see if we can film this one. This one's a lot easier to get to. The top one sucked. That one took me a minute before I got to that one. But anyways, we're gonna try it. Let's see what happens.
Minutes later.
There we go. I think we got the plate on there. I think we're on the bolt. Maybe. I don't know, I can't see it. I feel like we're on it. It's getting tighter. Oh, I think we are on it. Cool. Okay. Well, that went smooth. Way smoother than the top one. So yeah, there's both of those. Now we gotta do that side. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. This one was a bear, so I didn't film it because it was just impossible to get any kind of angles. All you would have been staring at was a bolt, me trying to hear in background noises, me struggling. So I just went ahead and put that one in. I'm gonna try and get this one in, and maybe I'll film it or maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna start filming it. We'll see how it goes. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I can't even really point to it from here because I don't even have that much room. But basically, there's a bar. You can see the bar. It's right there, and there's the screw or the bolt. That's the bottom bolt. The top one is way up there. That one's a pain to get to. This one's a pain to get to as well, but I think it'll be a little easier. Alright, all that's left is to just tighten everything down. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this valance off because it's missing a few pins over here and it's always kind of sagged, so I'm tired of looking at it. That side's now sagging, so I'm just gonna rip it all off. All right, and with that, we are done. It looks, in my opinion, way better with the valance off. Valance is over here. But there is that bar. I might paint that one day, but that's a project for another day. Anyways, got this hitch in, and this is kind of the first part to a series of where we're going to end up putting a winch here, Anderson connectors so we can power the winch and anything that we need to power up front, and run an Anderson plug to the back so we can put the winch on the back if we need to, and so we can charge our trailers when we're driving down the road. That is going to be it for this video. If you guys do like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.